Hey, Gary here with you back on day 5. You remember we left off with our AI blogging and setting up Grooveblog and doing all this. Getting this tech stuff set up. Ownership verification failed. We need to set up our text record. I clicked this button to go over to support. I found the answer here. Verify your site ownership. I scrolled down. I read all this stuff. And then as I was reading about setting up your domain name provider, your DNS options, it clicked with me when I read this part right here. Scroll down and it says, and now I've lost it. Let me find it here. And here it is, text DNS records instructions. For host name property, either leave this blank, which I couldn't do inside of Groove, or set at as described in the documentation, or set the at symbol as described in the documentation for your DNS provider. This is typically what I'm used to seeing, and it just didn't click with me that it's a wildcard. So back over in Groove under our settings and billings and our domains, go under manage, go under our DNS settings for Universe Unriddled. This is supposed to be the name. The text record is for the root domain. So I had to put that at symbol in there because what I had done, if you recall, is I had said, oh, let's go with text. I'll just guess at what they mean. And that created a record for the domain text or txt.universeunriddled.com when all I needed to do, and I don't think I could leave this blank. Yeah, see, it has to be blank. All I had to do was put in the at symbol, and then it set the wildcard or for the root domain to be that universe@unriddled.com. And then if I go back to my search console, there was actually a tool here. There was a link here inside of this as well that helped me out. Right here under manual domain name provider instructions, and this is all search console help. They have their Google admin toolbox. That brings up this link. You can see here I entered universeunriddled.com and then I clicked on text and it showed me that value, and then I immediately knew that this totally makes sense. Sometimes you get in a hurry and you get rushed. Or you rush because you're in a hurry and you make simple mistakes. Go back to owner verification failed. Click OK. Click verify. Verifying this may take a minute, and there you go. Ownership verified. And then we can go to our property. Now we have Google Search Console set up. Welcome to your new domain property. Go ahead and click start. And you can walk through all this. But basically what this is going to do is going to show you performance of your page. It's going to show you total clicks, total impressions, your CTR, your average position, and of course it's going to show you all your pages, and of course the pages as they get crawled and indexed. You can also click on the URL inspector here and you can start getting those inspected. So while we're here, let's do that just for the sake of being here and doing it. Let's just go to universeunriddled.com and see what happens if we were to start off with simple tricks, the first post that we created, and I clicked on categories there, but here you can see, and I'll bring this down so you can see the URL. This is the post URL. We'll copy that. Then we will go back to page indexing. And let's go ahead and select that, and it will be retrieving Google. URL is not on Google. We know this. And you can see here that we can scroll down, request, or we don't need to scroll down. You can click here, request indexing. Testing if live URL can be indexed. This may take a minute or two, and it'll sit there. It'll crunch that. And this is the first step. And actually, once we have the Google Analytics and the Google Search Console, and we verified that that new property, universeunriddled.com, is available and linked up with Google, they will start crawling it. They will start indexing, and you can see here URL was added to a priority crawl queue. And don't submit a page multiple times. It will not help. But now we have that, and that page and the other pages we start creating will start showing up. Now, let's go back to our blog post tracker. We're keeping track of these. These are only 2 we have. While we're here, let's jump into ChatGPT Astronomy Basics. Remember, these are the prompts that we used that we got from MagDiggity that we covered in one of the earlier videos, where I showed you that video and linked to it and said this is a great way if you don't want to use RankIQ or some other blog or some other SEO tool to find things to blog about, whereas RankIQ does the research for you and then puts it all together under what they call a niche, in this case space. But here we dug down into Astronomy Basics. Also did one for space, but I think this one's better because we're drilling down into a main category, and that's going to help us in this case study focus in on the fact that Universe Unriddled at the beginning, let's start with Astronomy Basics just to see if we can rank for those things, because a lot of the things inside of RankIQ, in my opinion, fall under this Astronomy Basics, or we can make the content so that it does fall under Astronomy Basics. But using this and just using ChatGPT, these semantically relevant, unique topics are going to help us focus on Astronomy Basics and create topical authority for our blog to hopefully, in the eyes of Google, help us rank faster, quicker, and more efficiently, more effectively, or at least that's my idea. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to pick one of these. Now give me 10 different keyword variations on the first topic, celestial coordinate systems. And I could probably pick a different one, like, let's see, understanding or phases of the moon. There's probably something that's a little more even Astronomy Basics than that, but maybe not. Let's see, basics of astrophotography, the science, the use of star charts and sky maps might be a good one. But the idea here is to really dig into something that is considered basics of celestial navigation, the life cycle of stars, phases of the moon. Types of telescopes would be a good one too, but I probably want to dig into that utilizing Koala Writer and the tool that it has for the post roundups, the Amazon product roundups. Let's go with phases of the moon. I was going to go in order. Did it actually? So what we need to do is here now give me 10 different keyword variations on phases of the moon. So what I'll do is I'll paste that in there, and I'm going to grab this and I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to paste that in here. And again, this is a case study. I'm trying to do this live just to give you an idea of what I'm doing, and just delete. Sometimes you get carried away with all the clicking and all the options. So we are going to go back up, and I'm going to highlight this as in progress with a yellow, and then it didn't give me that. So then I'm going to come down and say we're going to work on this one, because remember, we're trying to stack all these different keyword variations, basically 10 different keywords of the variations or of the topical phases of the moon, which is a semantically relevant, unique topic under Astronomy Basics. So we want to grab 10 more. And to do that, we're going to go back to ChatGPT, and let's see, where did we do that? Blog space names, distance to Mars. This is one of the things with ChatGPT. Go back up here, space blog names. Yeah, I did it right here. So let's go ahead and add this. Give me 10 different keyword variations on phases of the moon that address a different keyword search intent, or a different search intent, or a different keyword. This is going to give us 10 more. Then we're going to start creating blog posts using ChatGPT to create these 10, and then we'll fill in our spreadsheet based on that information. So I want to let this finish, and then I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to add this here. And then I'm going to moon phase explanation. Wow. That was a little harder to pronounce than I thought it would be. So now what I want to do is I want to copy that, and I want to go back to ChatGPT, and I want to open a new chat, and I want to go ChatGPT 4. And then I have this Chrome extension here called Response Manager. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm using this tool to allow me to edit or delete and copy these different prompts. So you can see here I have blog post outline for rank IQ. I could just as easily change this, but I'm going to copy this right quick. Or let me click edit and just show you what I'm doing here. I set the title, blog post outline for rank IQ. And then I have my prompt here. So I'll go ahead and save that again. So then what I need to do is just copy that and then paste that prompt. And really I'm just having this Chrome extension save my prompts for me, so I don't have to try to come back over here and look for them. Create a blog post outline for the topic and then insert blog post title here. I don't have a blog post title. Now I could use, at this point, I could use ChatGPT to help me come up with that. But what I'm going to do right now, just to finish up this video for this day, is I'm just going to do this on the fly and do the moon phase explanation. Moon phase explanation. I'm going to do this camel case. Moon phase explanation. And that's also going to be the keyword. Normally these are going to be different, but here I'm just going to keep them the same. And that's also going to be the slug when we paste this into Grooveblog. And then here I actually would need some keywords. So that's kind of where I got ahead of myself to create the blog outline, because I'm used to using Rank IQ. Here I can go back and I can do some more with ChatGPT around this conversation that I'm having with it. So I'll go ahead and let that load up. Of course, it's going to be slow because I'm doing this. I'm trying to do this. Again, you get hurried, get rushed, or you're in a rush and you get hurried, or you're in a hurry and that causes you to get rushed. So I paused there for a second and I came back because ChatGPT is not loading my conversations right now. So moon phase explanation. Using this keyword, give me 5 blog post titles. We'll just let ChatGPT do its thing. So here we go. Unlocking lunar mysteries, moon phase magic. I kind of like that one. How the lunar cycle affects our lives in the natural world. From new to full, a comprehensive guide to moon's ever-changing phases. Moonlit nights, lunar lore. How the lunar cycle affects, I don't know if I want to go into that. I like this one, understanding the different phases of the moon. That sort of sticks with moon phase explanation. So let's just go ahead and go with this one and keep it simple. And then what I'll do is I will start a new chat. Actually, I don't need to start a new chat. I'll just grab this. I don't need to paste that in. I'm going to copy this blog post outline now. And then I'm going to put this title in here. And I could actually just tell this to use number 1 because it remembers the chat. But this is the way I would typically do it for Rank IQ. And then the moon phase explanation is my main keyword that I'm trying to rank for. And here I would typically include all these keywords, but I don't have any keywords. I could go ahead and have ChatGPT give me a list of keywords and then add those in here. And actually, I think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to just open this up. You're going to see my text editor sort of in and off the screen. I'll bring that into the screen so you can see it. And then I'm going to paste that right there. I'm going to bring this view in and soft wrap that so you can see it. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just sort of off the cuff create a list of keywords based on title number 1. So now it's saying create a list of keywords based upon title number 1. Or what I'm telling ChatGPT to do is to use this title and create me a list of keywords. And then I'm going to tell it to use those keywords, those 15 keywords. Go back and now, and again, this is part of it. You want to develop a system, and that's part of what I'm doing over these 100 days is really developing a system, storing these prompts in my response manager to really make this just a process. So every day, right over the next 100 days, once I get this streamlined, you'll see it and you'll be able to copy it as well. If it works, then boom, great. You can modify it to use what you want. And be sure to include all of the keywords, and I'll say the keywords you just listed. And boom, create a blog post outline for this topic. And the reason that I do it this way is because I don't want it to just write a blog post and just have it spit out the basic information. I want it to outline it for me so I can look at it. And then what I can do is I can have it deep dive into the introduction or deep dive into the science behind moon phases. And then I can even pick and I can say, let's really focus in here on the role of the Earth, Moon, and the Sun in moon phases, or the lunar cycle. Let's deep dive into that, Give me bullet points for this. Give me a table for that. Really have it stretch out what it would be and really give people the most information that you think that they would want. Keep answering their queries as they start reading the other questions that are going to come up as you do your research. And again, we're leaning on the AI to do the research for us and to create the blog, but let's not shortcut this shortcut and let's utilize it and let's think. And as we have interest in the outline and the topic, let's try to fill out that blog so it really drives home and answers the queries. So we get all the things that we want. We want people to land on the page. We want people to read the content. We want people to continue to read the content. Click on our internal links. Click on our external links. Spend time on the page absorbing that content. Those are all great signals to Google. It's going to help our content rank long term, even after this 100 days of just, being in a hurry to try to think about how we can focus and go fast, but do this in the right way. So click on this and then you're going to see here what I have is the next step. Once I do the blog outline, my next step currently is what I do is, and we were using that hypnotic Nickelodeon style at a 5th grade reading level. We'll go ahead and we will say write the introduction and actually let's just do this. Let's just have it write the blog post so you can see the difference at a reading level. Write a blog post based on the outline. Blog outline you just gave me. Please use hypnotic endings for each section to compel the reader to keep reading the next section. This right here, I'm going to do this. I've been thinking about this lately, about the koala post to come out. When koala does this, we don't have the power that we have in ChatGPT to give it instructions like this. So I'm thinking about using something like this, because what I like to do in a blog post is I like to close the blog post or close each section of the blog post and lead the reader into what's coming next. Tease them into what's coming up. Please keep reading, or the next thing you're going to discover is going to be even better because we're going to, and give a little highlight of the next section. It's a hypnotic style of getting people to read and keeping their attention and getting them to want to move to the next section. Koala doesn't do that. We don't have the option, but we can come back and we can enhance what we get out of Koala. Of course, they have Koala Chat. You could do this inside of Koala Chat using that. If you just have Koala Writer or just have Koala, that's why they put the Koala Chat in there. But we'll go ahead and we'll remember that during this case study, and we will keep this. And I'll go ahead and I will do this real quick just so I have this prompt. And I will hypnotic endings for each section. I'll copy that and it'll be the title. And that way I'll have this prompt handy when I need it. And you can see here I'm just adding those prompts as we go. And when I'm finished, I'll have these prompts and then I'll even give you that list of prompts. Or obviously you can copy them here as you're watching this video. And we're going to go ahead and boom, using the hypnotic Nickelodeon style, 5th grade reading level, it's going to take off and it's just going to start writing these. Now, as you can see here, this doesn't lay it out like Koala does, but at this point, again, if we go back to our spreadsheet, and that's why I created these fields, where I can say now that I am having this being written by ChatGPT. Keyword was from ChatGPT. Rank IQ report, no, because I didn't get this, and I'm just going to leave that blank. Remember what the post keyword here was? If you don't remember that, we can simply go back here and we could say this is the post keyword, because this is our topical authority list, and we went to phases of the moon because it just felt like that was more astronomy basics to me. And a lot of that is what it is, right? This is you, coming up with the idea and then letting AI do the heavy lifting, but still, the AI is just an assistant. You have to guide it. You, at the end of the day, with your editor hat on, with your publisher hat on, with your content creator hat on, you have to do all this stuff and figure out exactly what you want the AI to do, and you have to guide it. Its job is not to guide you. It's your job to guide it. And we will grab this as our title, and we will do our best to keep track of all of this. And of course, that will be our title right there. Here you can see my formatting is going to get messed up because copying and pasting from ChatGPT into documents always is a little weird because it's coming off of their interface. So we will have to get the post URL, which will come when we create the actual post inside of Grooblog. And we'll go back right now. And that probably has finished writing. Did that write it? Lunar Mysteries and Cultural Perspectives. As you can see, ChatGPT didn't finish, so we'll just ask it, please finish. And it will continue on and finish. It's another thing with ChatGPT that they built inside of Koala Writer. Koala Writer will finish, so their API or the programming they've done to interface with the API is making sure that it continues on and finishes. So at this point, this is our blog post. For me, that's not going to be in depth enough. You could literally put this in there, but the way that I'm going to go back and do it is I'm going to start like I did here. I'm going to go and I'm going to say, with this, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to write each section. But you can see what it did here, right? And let's just pause here for a second and let me show you what this did. Please use hypnotic endings for each section to compel the reader to the next section. So, as it wrote the introduction, have you ever gazed up at the night sky wondering about the glowing moon and its ever-changing shapes? Moon phases are a fascinating puzzle. It can be fun to solve. Understanding these. So let's begin our journey to the moon and unravel its mysteries together. Are you ready to join us? And then it jumps into that. Then here is, are you eager to learn more? Let's dive in. I think it could do better. I think it would do better, and it will do better if I don't have it write the entire blog post, because I just said write a blog post. If you use this same prompt and you just write the introduction, you just write the science, you just write the different phases, and you add in additional keywords or your own thoughts, it will write more about that. So let me just show you what I mean. So I will put this prompt back in here and I will say write a blog post, but I will say write, and I will take all of this out. The introduction. Please use hypnotic endings for each section to compel the reader to keep reading to the next section. We'll leave that part. And what I want this to do is start. And let's see what we get different. See there already. Do you ever dream about becoming a moon explorer, venturing into the vast night sky filled with twinkling stars and glowing moon? If you do, you're in for a treat. We're about to embark on a thrilling adventure that will unravel the mysteries of the moon and its ever-changing shapes. Understanding these captivating phases, you could already see that it did better than what it did here just by asking the AI to write that individual section. It allows it to focus and spend more time and give you more detail, give you more output based upon all the information it knows, based upon your input, which in this case gave us a much, much better introduction. Again, you will be copying and pasting these. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do that. I'm going to take this title and I'm going to copy it. And I'm just going to show you what it's going to look like. I'm going to close this, go under Groove Blog. And again, this comes into when you actually do the copy and the pasting, figuring out, and we'll take a look at this if we need to paste it into a text editor like this to clear out the formatting, because inside of a text editor, it'll clear out. And just let me show you what I'm talking about. When I click edit, we'll go ahead and that will open up, and I want to create a new blog post. Here I will add a new blog post, and the title will be right here. And you can see that highlighting on the back underneath it. I'm hoping you can see that, right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete that. Of course, it's going to tell me title is required. Now that I posted this in the text editor, I can copy that and then I can paste that in. But see, it already did it. So what I'm going to do is exit, and I'm going to say do not save. And I'm going to create a new post, and we'll enter the title. I'm going to paste that in. There you go. We've cleared out the formatting by using a text editor. This is BB Edit for me inside of a Mac, but using like Notepad, if you're using Microsoft Office, Windows, if you're using Windows or Microsoft products, get rid of that formatting. You do not want that ugly formatting. So yes, it's an extra step, but again, what you can do is go ahead and we will paste that in. And we need an H1 tag in our Groove Blog here. And I want that to be there, but I want to paste this in. See, it did it again, and I did not mean to do that. Let me see if I can delete this and get that to go away. I meant to come over and paste it in here to get rid of the formatting, and I'll do that. And then what I'll do is I'll see if I can click here. Yeah, see, it cleared out the formatting. But now what I want to do is I want to put that H1 tag in there, and the keyword that we were going after, where did I put the keyword? Did I put the keyword? Moon phase explanation. I'm going to copy that real quick, and I'm going to paste that in here, and I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to make this phase explanation. And what I'm going to do is go back to Groove Blog, and I'm going to say right here, and I want to make that an H1 tag. So unlocking lunar mysteries, understanding the different phases of the moon, moon phase explanation. And that's going to be my H1 tag. And then everything after that inside of this, each section. So for example, this section, the science behind moon phases, will be in H2. I'll take that over and I will clear that formatting out real quick. Again, like I said, this is an extra step, but it is well worth the time. And then I will paste that in there, and then I will make that an H2. And you see how this is going to come together. So, of course, I would do this and break this up. It just pains me too much not to do it. So, give a little extra space there, and we'll go ahead and save that draft. I'll finish this up off camera and show you this after it's published. And of course, we want this slug to be moon phase explanation. So we want this, and I think we can just do this right quick. I can copy this. I want this slug to be moon phase explanation because that's our keyword. And part of this too will be over the 100 days. After we get some content up, we'll go back and we'll clean this up, and we'll take a look at making sure that we added all of our categories. We'll take a look at keywords. I'll get some more information about Grooveblog and what each one of these fields mean, as well as how to edit this metadata. I want to get official answers from Groove and what they say and what we should be putting in these to get the best results. But in this case, we'll go ahead and we'll just save that draft. Of course, if you hit publish, then it would be published. But if you exit, and I always save, you will see that it is in draft mode, so it is not live on our blog. So if you were to go back to Universe Unriddled or the blog that you're creating as you follow along, you'll see we still only have those two posted because this is still a draft, because we're still creating our blog post inside of ChatGPT, and we are recording that in our Google Sheet. So we will go ahead and we will say that this is yellow, that we are in the process of working on this keyword, working on this post title, and then we'll finish and then we'll have the post URL. Of course, actually, we already have that. We know what it's going to be, but we'll finish that up and come back in day 6 and keep moving along, because day 100 will be here before you know it. Playlist, questions, ask them in the comments. Check out the playlist. It's in the description. All the tools in the description. Playlist in the description. Questions in the comments. If you have them, ask them. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.